morning. Welcome to Unitarian Universalist Church West. Welcome to this community of comfort, connection, challenge, and caring. My name is Kathy White, and as a member of the worship ministry team, I'm glad to be here leading the service this morning. If you are new to UU Church West, we want to give you an extra special welcome. Checking out a new spiritual community is a courageous act, even in this time of virtual church. We would love to connect with you. So please send us a quick email message to visitor@uucw.org, and we will be in touch. I'd like to introduce the skillful team of people who have contributed to today's service. Music is coordinated by Jennifer Nicolosi, our lead music director. Dave Cicero is our director of Lifespan Religious Education. The Gilmore family, Jennifer and Hank, will be leading us in our chalice lighting this morning. Kelly Bogner, our publications coordinator, is working behind the scenes to manage the technology that makes our service possible. Our pulpit guests this morning are Patty Stevenson and Craig Siemsen, longtime Unitarian Universalist Church West members. They're local acoustic singer-songwriters. They have toured nationally and received worldwide airplay. Their last recording, Paint Me a Picture, charted on the American Folk DJ playlist charts. During the Patty and Craig have been enjoying time at home with their daughter, writing new songs, and learning about the virtual concert stage. Patty and Craig will celebrate and explore our UU principles through song and reflections. Please join us for this unique and musical affirmation of who we are as UUs. And now let's join Patty and Craig in our opening hymn, number 21, For the Beauty of the Earth by Conrad Coker, with words by Foliot Sanford Pierpoint. The words are printed in the order of service that we send out each week with our Thursday e-news.
If you have received the chalice lighting words in an order of service this month, please join us in reading them now.
We light this chalice with the courage of our deepest convictions to work for equity, justice, and peace.
By its light, we pledge our love to aid our neighbors and help heal a hurting world.
As it shines, we embrace the mystery and wonder of all that is and all that is yet to be.
Today, we're celebrating through song the 7 principles that Unitarian Universalists have agreed to promote and attempt to live by each and every day. Children and some former children here at UU Church West may be familiar with the song sung in some of our religious education classes, the Do Re Mi UU Principle song. We sing it to the tune of Do Re Mi from The Sound of Music, with corresponding hand motions, of course, because movement helps many of us learn and remember. So first thing here today, I'm going to read each line of that song and just ask you at home to come up with a hand motion to illustrate it. Then I'll lead us in singing it. So the first line, a simplified version of our first principle, is 1. Each person is worthwhile. So how might you show this as we sing? Perhaps just kind of point around at all the people in the room with you. The second line, a version of our second principle, is 2. Be kind in all you do. Maybe a big smile, maybe hug yourself. 3. We help each other learn. Maybe pretend to read a book. That's what we do in class. And next is 4. And search for what is true. So perhaps you can search around. 5, all people have a say. Maybe bring the words out from your own mouth. 6, work for a peaceful world. Maybe hammer along, maybe flash a peace sign. 7, the web of life is the way. So maybe interlace your fingers, hold them up. And that will bring us back to me and you. So maybe point to yourself and point to the others. So let's see if we can, if you can either sing along with me or just join in the hand motions while I lead the song. So if you can do both with this short of an introduction, hats off to you. Remember, this is worship for all ages, so even if you think you're too old for this stuff, right, consider this an exercise in helping commit our 7 principles to memory, something that I know I have to work on continually. Okay, ready? 1, each person is worthwhile. 2, be kind in all you do. 3, we help each other learn. 4, and search for what is true. 5, all people have a say. 6, work for a peaceful world. 7, the web of life's the way, and that will bring us back to me and you. 1, each person is worthwhile. 2, be kind in all you do. 3, we help each other learn. 4, and search for what is true. 5, all people have a say. 6, work for a peaceful world. 7, the web of life's the way, and that will bring us back to me and you. All right, that was fun. I hope you joined along with me at home. But to finish, I'd just like to share with you something our youth are doing this summer related to the subject of today's worship service and the song we just shared. Instead of attending an in-person summer religious education program at church on Sunday mornings this year, about 25 youngsters have registered for a self-paced distance learning program called The Quest of the Rainbow Dragons. It's based on a 28-part saga of the same title, written and shared by the Reverend Elizabeth Stevens from the UU Church of the Palouse in Moscow, Idaho. It chronicles the journey of a 10-year-old character named Jared and his companions as they work to fulfill a prophecy to bring their world peace and prosperity. This means encountering 7 dragons, each a different color of the rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet, and completing a challenge to gain their favor. So, our students are receiving every other week links to the online video installments of the story read by the author herself. The installments are grouped into 7 sets of 4, and each comes with a dragon task related to the character's experience. Our students are invited to accomplish these dragon tasks themselves to internalize the lesson from that installment. The dragon's colors represent the 7 Unitarian Universalist principles, each of which, like in the Do-Re-Mi song, has been rewritten to aid in remembering them. The first principle, about respecting each person's inherent worth, is red. The second, about being kind or offering compassion in human relations, is orange. The third, about accepting and encouraging each other's individual spiritual development, is yellow. The fourth, promoting a responsible search for truth and meaning, is green. Principle 5, affirming people's right to contribute to their world based on their core beliefs, is blue. Our 6th principle insists on a world community based on peace and justice. It is represented by the color indigo. And the 7th principle, valuing our interdependent web of life, is violet. 1, each person is worthwhile. 2, be kind in all you do. 3, we help each other learn. 4, and search for what is true. 5, all people have a say. 6, work for a peaceful world. 7, the web of life's the way. And that will bring us back to me and you and you. You saw there, alongside the Rainbow Dragons, some of the things our students have shared as a result of completing a number of dragon tasks so far this summer. And there will certainly be more. If you know someone who would like to engage with our 7 Unitarian Universalist principles in this way, it's not too late for them to participate. The Quest of the Rainbow Dragons program here at UU Church West is scheduled to run through mid-September, and anyone registering now will receive the installments they've missed so far and be on the list to get the ones still remaining. So please see our church website or contact me for details.
Let's join Patty and Craig in singing hymn number 318, We Would Be One by Jean Sibelius, with words by Samuel Anthony Wright.
We would be one as now we join in singing our hymn of love to pledge ourselves anew to that high cause of greater understanding of who we are and what in us is true. We would be one in living for each other to show to all a new communion. no nobler world than we have known today. We would be one in searching for that meaning which binds our hearts and points us on our way. As one we pledge ourselves to greater service, with love and justice strive to make us free. Thank you, and welcome everybody. I hope you can sing along with us. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. As I went walking that ribbon of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. Here we go. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Well, the sun was shining and I was strolling, and the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling. A voice was chanting, a fog was lifting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. In the shadow of the steeple, I saw my people. By the relief office, I seen my people. As they stood hungry, I stood there asking, is this land made for you and me? This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Nobody living can ever stop me as I go walking that freedom highway. Nobody living can ever turn me back. This land was made for you and me. Last time. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Islands, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. Of course, the great old Woody Guthrie classic, this land is your land, this land is my land. So, principles 1 and 2, they ask us to believe that each person is important and should be treated fairly and kindly. According to 12th century rabbi, 20th century rabbi, Abraham Heschel, just to be is a blessing, and just to live is holy.
I don't know about you, but during the last few months, I've gone in and out of feeling okay. It seems cruel that singing is dangerous. It has been easy to feel overwhelmed, scared, defeated, angry, and powerless during these challenging times. I took an online retreat called The Art of Perseverance by Jen Hoffman, the creator of the Americans of Conscience checklist. I love the words of one of her speakers, Julica Herman de la Fuente, a UU minister. She says, "Until we have justice, how could we not be angry? How could we not be completely outraged that there are babies in cages, that African American women bless their sons and hope that they come back every day? The challenge is when we only have anger. When we ourselves have marginalized identities, focusing on our self-care and our joy and our love is absolutely revolutionary. It is actually countering the systems of oppression to say, no, I matter and my well-being matters. It is also important to recognize those of us who have privileged identities, and most of us have some of one group and some of the others. That white supremacy, culture, patriarchy, ableist, all of these different forms of oppression rob joy from everyone, not just the people who are oppressed. She said if we're tired, if we're depleted, we can't show up in the same way. So it is important for all of us to claim joy. The more joy we have, the more resilient we are, the more courageous we are, and the more resilient and the more able we are to challenge the system and to say, actually, no, not on my watch. Lately, a line from the song Hands by Jewel comes to mind. In the end, only kindness matters. I have been amazed with how a simple act of kindness can make such a difference, and that in each moment, this is actually something each of us can do. This is called Thanksgiving Eve by Bob Franke. It's so easy to dream of the days gone by, so hard to think of the times to come, and the grace to accept every moment as a gift is a gift that is given to some. What can we do with these days? Your dreams bind your work to your play. What can we do with each moment of your life but love till we loved it away? Love till you love it away. There are sorrows enough for the whole world's end. There are no guarantees but the grave. And the lives that we live and the time that we have shared are a treasure too precious to say. What can you do with your days but work and hope? Let your dreams find your work to your play. What can you do with each moment of your life but love till you love it away? Love till you love it away. Love till you love it away. The third principle tells us that we should accept one another and encourage spiritual growth. the fourth principle of free and responsible search for truth and meaning calls us to be humble, open to the great mysteries that may speak to us through our own intuition and experience, as well as tradition, community, nature, conflict, and relationships.
I was raised a Unitarian in the late 1950s, 60s, and then early 1970s. As such, I was steeped in the humanist tradition of that time. So it was wonderful for me to return as an adult to our church, Unitarian Universalist Church West. And while I greatly enjoy our community, the music, and the service, I have also always enjoyed reading the old hymnal, especially the essays, the thoughts, and the quotes at the back. A little secret, I often peruse them during a service. No offense to any of the ministers or speakers of our time. And one day I came across a poem, Rolling Away the Stone by Sarah Moores Campbell, in which she writes in part, in the tomb of the soul, we carry secret yearnings, pains, frustrations, loneliness, fears, regrets, and worries. In the tomb of the soul, we take refuge from the world and its heaviness. And it goes on, and the idea of it struck me in a way that inspired. In the tomb of the soul, you might take a look and wondering if you're alive, wondering if you're still ticking. Is it love or is it despair? Knowledge of freedom or an empty stare? In the tomb of the soul, you'll be looking for peace. Well, will you find damnation or will you find release? Have you had a vision from the great beyond? Behind, within, or right in front of you, son? Can you see yourself or can you see your lover? Out in the open or undercover? In the tomb of the soul you're wondering, will you be free? Well, will we all be equals or will it be a mystery? I believe in light, everlasting truth, the goodness in nature and goodness in you. I believe in compassion and the power of love. Don't know where it come from, below or above. In the tomb of the soul you want, open your eyes. Well, that's a mighty strange place, you just might get a surprise. It's a great possession, it's a final good, the ultimate hope you get from where you stood. We're together in the knowledge, what we really don't know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In the tomb of the soul you hear the word salvation, eternal life for a believing nation. Doesn't seem to matter if you're bad or good, conceived in love or misunderstood. In the tomb of the soul you can't run or even hide. You'll be standing naked in the spotlight of the sun. In the tomb of the soul you won't be singing this song. Well, you'll be facing yourself, you better learn to get along.
The fifth principle is about conscience and democracy, that all people should have a vote about the things that concern them. In the words of Theodore Parker, my connection with the sacred is only as precious as my willingness to acknowledge the same connection in others. And the sixth principle is the goal of creating a world community of peace, liberty, and justice for all.
From Kenyan environmental and human rights activist Wangari Maathai, in the course of human history there comes a time when humanity is called to shift to a new level of consciousness, to reach a higher moral ground, a time when we have to shed our fear and give hope to each other. That time is now. From Anne Reid, We Will. a long road we've set our feet upon. It's a long road we've set our feet upon. And with loving hearts we walk on. And with loving hearts we walk on. We will walk on. We will walk on. We will walk on. We will walk on. Bridges are made with open hands. Bridges are made with open hands. We begin to heal the world. We begin to heal the world. We will 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 heal the world. When the sun shines through all of us, there on the road will be a rainbow in front of us, wherever we go. Wherever we go. Take a single flame and pass it on. Take a single flame and pass it on. It's enough to light the way. It's enough to light the way. We will 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 light the way. When the sun shines through all of us, there on the road will be a rainbow in front of us, wherever we go. Wherever we go. All the souls who came before us standing here. All the souls who came before us standing here. You can hear them whisper low. You can hear them whisper low. We will walk with you. We will walk with you. We will light the way. We will light the way. We will heal the world. We will heal the world. We will heal the world. We will walk on. We will walk on. We will walk on. We will walk on. From the Reverend Forrest Gilmore for the 7th principle of the Shalom Community Center in Bloomington, Indiana. Our 7th principle may be our Unitarian Universalist way of coming to fully embrace something greater than ourselves. The 7th principle states, respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are all a part.
Our daughter picked this poem for this part. It's a poem by Mary Elizabeth Fry. Do not stand at my grave and weep. I am not there. I do not sleep. I am 1,000 winds that blow. I am the diamond glint on snow. I am the sun on ripened grain. I am the gentle autumn rain. When you wake in the morning hush, I am the swift, uplifting rush of quiet birds in circling flight. I am the soft starlight at night. Do not stand at my grave and cry. I am not there. I did not die. I was inspired by stunning hikes in the Rockies as well as life's journeys and struggles when I wrote this song called Step by Step, and would love to have you join me on the chorus. The fire burns brightly in this cool mountain air. Marshmallows roast, full moon grays and deer. Our eyes on the mountain, stars silently appear. Can you believe what it took to be here? Step by step, one step closer. We may stumble as we climb. Step by step, one step closer, as we reach for the sky, as we reach for the sky. The peak is often hidden, we can't see what's up ahead. That's the coolest part about it, someone said. Weather changes in an instant, will the view be worth the climb? Will it take your breath away this time? Step by step, one step closer, we may stumble as we climb. Step by step, one step closer, as we reach for the sky, as we reach for the sky. So many trails to follow, there is no easy way. Steep drop-offs, one wrong step, tumbling down. They blazed a trail before us, now it's up to you, you know. Can you keep trying? Do you know you're not alone? Step by step, one step closer, we may stumble as we climb. Step by step, one step closer, as we reach for the sky, as we reach for the sky. Fire turns to embers and the moon has crossed the sky. You've grown up before our very eyes. As this journey is unfolding and it's time for us to go, you can always turn to us, don't you know? Step by step, one step closer, we may stumble as we climb. Step by step, one step closer, as we reach for the sky, as we reach for the sky.
For the final principle, the eighth principle, which actually doesn't exist officially as a principle, it's being considered by Unitarian congregations around the country. We, the members, congregations of the Unitarian Universalist Association, covenant to affirm and promote journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and in our institutions. Black lives of UU state, ours is not a religion of anything goes. As Black Unitarian Universalists, we acknowledge that while some see our faith as the big tent where everyone is welcome, UUs cannot uphold precepts or practices that undermine the worth and dignity of people of color at our common altars.
This is a poem, part of a poem by Maya Angelou called On the Pulse of Morning. Yet today I call you to my riverside. If you will study war no more, come, clad in peace, and I will sing the songs the Creator gave to me when I and the tree and the rock were one. For this bright morning dawning for you, history, despite its wrenching pain, cannot be unlived, but if faced with courage, need not be lived again. Lift up your eyes upon this day breaking for you. Give birth again to the dream.
Sitting here in limbo, but I know it won't be long. Sitting here in limbo, like a bird without a song. Well, they're putting up a resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the dice to roll. Sitting here in limbo, got some time to search my soul. Well, they're putting up a resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. I don't know where life will lead me, but I know where I've been. I can't say what life will show me, but I know what I've seen. Tried my hand at a loving friendship, and all that's come and gone. This little boy is moving on. Sitting here in limbo, waiting for the tide to flow. Sitting here in limbo, knowing that I have to go. Well, they're putting up a resistance, but I know that my faith will lead me on. Can't say what life will show me, but I know what I've seen. Trying my hand at a loving friendship, and all that's come and gone. This little boy is moving on. Sitting here in limbo, but I know it won't be long. Sitting here in limbo, like a bird without a song. Well, they're putting up a resistance, but I know that my faith sitting in limbo, 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 sitting in limbo, sitting in limbo, 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 limbo.
I chose this meditation by the Reverend Teresa Hardy to honor John Lewis, who died July 17th. The words reflect our proposed eighth principle, which Craig has just mentioned. It states, we, the member congregations of the Unitarian Universalist Association, covenant to affirm and promote journeying towards spiritual wholeness by working to build a diverse, multicultural, beloved community by our actions that accountably dismantle racism and other oppressions in ourselves and our institutions. And the last line of this meditation is from Lewis's final essay. Please take a deep breath, find a relaxed position, and listen in stillness to these words of meditation. Getting through this day. I got out of bed this morning because of all those who had to get out of bed before me. Martin and Coretta, the day after his home was bombed. What did they tell the children? My father, every day of his young life in Lowndes County, Alabama. John Lewis, after nearly escaping death on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. My ancestors who were dragged to the United States in chains, laid flat like chattel on ships, and survived. They survived and got out of bed each morning. I am sick and tired and grieving and ready to quit this country. But I got out of bed, shamed by the thought of letting these ancestors down. For now, that's how I am getting through the day. So I say to you, walk with the wind, brothers and sisters. Let the spirit of peace and the power of everlasting love be your guide. Shalom. Blessed be. Ashe and Amen. I believe now I'm doing the reading. Thank you, Kelly, for fixing our technical issues here. The reading I chose is called We Need a Religion by Reverend Scott Alexander. In a world with so much hatred and violence, we need a religion that proclaims the inherent worth and dignity of every person. In a world with so much brutality and fear, we need a religion that seeks justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. In a world with so many persons abused and neglected, we need a religion that calls us to accept one another and encourage one another to spiritual growth. In a world with so much dogmatism and falsehood, we need a religion that challenges us to a free and responsible search for meaning, for truth and meaning. In a world with so much tyranny and oppression, we need a religion that affirms the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process. In a world with so much inequity and strife, we need a religion that strives toward the goal of world community with peace, liberty, and justice for all. In a world with so much environmental degradation, we need a religion that advocates respect for the interdependent web of all existence, of which we are a part. In a world with so much uncertainty and despair, we need a religion that teaches our hearts to hope and our hands to care.
Each week, we invite you to give generously to support Unitarian Universalist Church West and its many ministries, ministries of caring, compassion, racial justice and social justice, learning, and spiritual growth. We also include among those ministries the work of our Split the Plate partner organizations. You can make a gift online by going to UUCW.org and clicking on the Donate tab. You can also give via text message simply by sending UUCW to 73256. And it's possible to mail in a check to make your gift. Watch your screen because all the information about the ways to give will appear there in just a moment. In the meantime, thank you. We appreciate so much your generosity and your commitment to UU Church West.
The closing words I chose today are called Be About the Work by Andrea Hawkins Camper. May we see all as it is, and may it all be as we see it. May we be the ones to make it as it should be. For if not us, who? If not now, when? This is answering the cry of justice with the work of peace. This is redeeming the pain of history with the grace of wisdom. This is the work we are called to do, and this is the call we answer now. To be the barrier and the bridge, to be the living embodiment of our principles, to be about the work of building the beloved community, to be a people of intention and a people of conscience. Shalom, blessed be, Ashe, and Amen.
I believe in every person's worth and dignity, justice and compassion. I believe in equity, acceptance of each other, encouragement to grow, a free and open search for truth to find the way to go. Affirm the right of conscience and affirm democracy, the goal of world community with peace and liberty. Respect the web of nature of which we are a part. Dismantle white supremacy. Now it's time to start.